We are on the morning break on the third day of questioning of the undercover police manager, Bob Lambert. I'm joined off screen by Alison, who's using one of her creations.
No, she's not using one. One of her friends, the Squirrel of Integrity, is in attendance. I'm not using anything, Tom.
Yes.
She's her own person, the Squirrel of Integrity, and she's come with a placard.
We've been listening to a great deal about the deployment of Mark Jenner and the oversight or lack of it that his manager, Bob Lambert, made. There was a whole bunch of stuff. I think it's fair to say that he was skewered, essentially.
He was. It's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful morning.
Yeah.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any better.
Yeah.
When you thought it couldn't get any better.
Yeah.
Sir John Mitting has a final question for him.
Yes, we just
back. Honestly, it's been a marvelous morning. I've watched Lambert squirm, lie, forget, can't recall, can't remember what I can say. What can I say?
Yeah.
What can I say? I don't know what to say about it except that it's just been joyous. I have to say I've enjoyed it a lot.
So, I mean, just the final question, which came back to an issue which had been dominated, really, the questioning around the living arrangements of Mark
whether
Jenner,
he knew.
and whether he knew essentially that Jenner was cohabiting with you.
Yeah, and the bit that I'm enjoying is watching Lambert avoid saying that Jenner's lied to him. That's what he's trying to do.
He had to admit to it twice, though. On two occasions, he had to admit that the only plausible explanation he could rely on, apart from saying that he actually
one
knew,
of them's lying. One of them, either Jenner's lied to him or he's lying now.
Yes,
and obviously he is not going to fall on his sword. So obviously Jenner's lied to him is the conclusion that he's had to come to.
But what was sort of extraordinary, though I would say that Mitting has done this before. He said to Jenner, he said to Lambert that he asked him to reflect on the answers he'd given, to remember the importance of the truth, and to come back to him and maybe reconsider the answers he'd given.
Which is what he said to Jenner, actually.
Exactly what he said to Jenner, yes.
And I'm just drawing attention here to the Squirrel of Integrity's placard, which says remove Lambert's MBE.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget, this man has been honoured by Her Majesty, her then Majesty.
Right? Mrs. Windsor,
Mrs. Windsor.
Yeah.
And he still holds an MBE.
He does,
and he needs to have that removed. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
He's lying. He's clearly lying under oath. But even if he's not, even if he can swerve that by saying, I can't recall, he has totally, forget what we might think, what you might think, Mr. Anarchist Tom Fowler,
well, I think
about honours.
I think the honour system should be abolished along with the royal family and the UK state.
Of course you do.
Heads on spikes.
But just... That's not what we all think. I mean, not the heads on spikes bit, but going with it for a minute, on its own terms, how can someone like this, who is totally disreputable, has overseen a unit full of sex perpetrators, himself having been a perpetrator, how can he, and he got his MBE for services to policing, how can he retain that?
Well,
I think we have to push. It's not about him as an individual, it's about the institution and about recognizing the failings of that institution and all the people above him as well. We've got Lord Paul Condon coming in a few weeks' time, hasn't he?
Yeah, we have.
You know, like all of them, any of these bastards with honours and their reputation that is so important to them, and all they can do is cover their arse and cover each other's arse to say, if there was wrongdoing, which clearly there now is, open brackets, because all these lot have exposed it, close brackets, I just didn't know at the time, and I am sorry, and it shouldn't really have happened, but it wasn't my fault, or his fault, or his fault, or his fault.
Yeah.
What a lot of shite.
That's a nonsense. He really tied himself in knots, and we saw the authorizations for his travel to Cumbria, which supposedly was for Colin Roach Centre meetings, which happened to take place over New Year's Eve in Cumbria. Yeah. I mean, like Colin Roach Centre being a social centre in North London. I mean, a ridiculous situation. Though I would say that Lambert's response was that, well, activists work around the clock on their campaigns. I mean, fair play, fellow activists, who works around the clock on New Year's Eve in the other side of the country from where your campaign is taking place? Fair
and also,
play.
What about the bit with Amsterdam, that he went to Amsterdam on an event for the Colin Roach Centre?
An anti-fascist benefit.
Anti-fascist thing that both myself and Mark Metcalfe have no recollection. Well, says didn't happen.
No, quite.
And when asked what did Bob Lambert do when he was in Amsterdam, he sat in a hotel room.
Yes. He said, waiting for an emergency.
Waiting.
Which never.
And he didn't know that Jenna went to Israel, which also begs the question about the bloody passports. Doesn't he get to see the passports?
Well, quite. I mean, we've gone through. Yes, we've gone through a lot of the oversight of the passports when James Thompson was appearing.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a whole bunch there. I mean, there's so much to be so much to be looked at. But I mean, I think we've been hoping that kind of that Barr was going to kind of actually clamp down on Lambert a lot more. I think that's actually happening today.
Yeah, I think it is.
There was a lot of times where he's just moved him on, he shut him down.
Yeah, and we've got all the boiling stuff still to come.
And
more. There's more.
Just started looking at boiling, just started looking at that just before the break. There's a great deal there.
Yes,
I mean,
there is.
Yeah. Please like, share, subscribe. These videos makes a huge difference to how visible they are. And only one person has liked it. We've got 23 people watching. Only one person liked. Just quickly, if you're watching on Instagram, can you hear all right? Oh, there is a thing there.
And can you see?
Tell us more about the passports. Yes, I mean, essentially, in terms of the passports, these men were using false names, so they had passports issued to them in false names by the back office. Those passports, it appears the undercover officers would kind of flip between the two with how they travel. They would use both the ones in their real name or their false ones.
Well, all I know is that Mark Cassidy used his to go to Crete, Thailand, Vietnam, Israel, Holland with me.
Yeah.
And so he got stamps in all of those places.
Yeah.
And so how the managers can say they didn't know that they went on these trips.
Right.
And like, were they authorized? Were they not authorized? They definitely knew, because they would have had to take the passports back in the end. James Thompson ripped out, what was his real name? What was it? James
Thompson's real name. Straven was the cover name.
Straven, who deceived 2 women that we know of.
Yeah.
He said the evidence was that it came out that he'd ripped the pages out of his passport to avoid people knowing.
Turned out he did the wrong one.
Huh?
It turned out he did the wrong one.
The wrong one, yeah. But with Jenna and Mark Cassidy, who knows where his passport is or who saw that? But surely, I hope that will be a question to Lambert.
There's got to be a whole section on that. There is a paper trail for so much of this stuff, because we're seeing these authorizations, these documents, which were being issued. So supposedly these documents were there to give authorization for the undercover officers to travel abroad, yet they were being done retrospectively, which suggests that, whatever was going on, they knew that they were doing something wrong.
Yeah, they were doing whatever they liked.
Yeah,
this is just about covering their asses. Yeah. They never thought anyone would be seeing it.
No, absolutely.
That's the point, isn't
absolutely.
it? They never thought certainly not in a public inquiry.
Well, no, quite. And we noticed that that Bob Lambert is grinning, smiling. Yeah. It was put to him that he was known as the fixer, there to sort out the difficult problems. He loved that. Yeah, he grinned from ear to ear when that was suggested, but then had to downplay the idea that he was such a character. He's starting to get a bit uncomfortable. It's about time. We really haven't enjoyed listening to him for the last couple of days, but he's starting not to enjoy it.
I've enjoyed it today.
I've enjoyed it today as well, actually. Yeah, it started. We're getting to the good bit. It takes a while, but fair play to Barr.
No, absolutely.
And Mitting. Yeah, I mean, really, that intervention at the end, we can't overstate how significant that is.
Absolutely.
It's only a short break.
I think we've got to go back.
We better go back in.
School of Integrity is ready to go back in.
Indeed. Yes, we all deal with it in different ways. The trauma. Thanks ever so much. And please like, share, subscribe. These videos makes a huge difference to how visible they are. We'll give you another update.